what's up?
Say
This
it,
your
man.
boy. Now we just about to start the show, and now you feeling good today.
Yeah.
You feeling
Y'all
good.
got me right.
Yo, what's up? This your boy D, and we here this Saturday. You finished? You good?
You good.
You straight?
That's gonna happen the whole interview.
I know.
But I
I'm
clear
just
my
saying, you
throat.
straight.
I'm good.
Y'all, you
I'm
good?
Gucci good.
You good? All right. So y'all, we uptown in my favorite place. Look, y'all, I think this is my new set. Uptown in the third wall on Forest Street in the Magnolia. I got it on camera. We just need the porch. We don't need the inside. You think this would be the new set?
I think so.
This is the new set?
I think
Okay.
it should be.
Yeah.
It's here for you.
Alright. Now you looking like you about hurt me. But anyway, look y'all. Look y'all, we uptown. We're in the third wall. We shooting the show today. And today, y'all, like I promised, we uptown. Y'all know how it goes. We uptown. Y'all know how it goes. But like I promised, today we sitting down with About F.A.C.E, and we got the founder. We got the founder here, Lyndon Jones, and we got my girl Zana Liddell here. And like I said, y'all, they about to give y'all a whole bunch of information on About F.A.C.E, what y'all can do, how y'all can get kids, how y'all can get teens a part of About F.A.C.E, so we don't have to hear those sirens that we got going on in the background right now. So without further ado, once again, we got my boy Lyndon, the founder and director of About F.A.C.E.
You said it right. Good job. Good job.
All right.
Good job.
All right. And then we got my girl behind me. Zana Liddell. Look, we sitting on the porch, so y'all know how we used to be on the porch uptown. Y'all know how we sit. It wasn't no particular seating arrangements with it. So I got my girl behind me on the porch with me today.
Yeah.
So we just gonna jump right into it, y'all. We gave them a whole lot of information and stuff the last few days with about F.A.C.E and social set. So now today we're gonna get to the meat and bread of it. We're gonna get into how kids can be, what the age rules are, how can they become part of it, and just what social set do, and how can it help teenagers today to keep them from carjacking, to keep them from pulling guns.
So I'm gonna answer in reverse. So to keep them from carjacking and I won't say that it's gonna stop them immediately from doing that, right? But the ages that we focus on, and it's just the focus, is 11 to 14, 15, right? Because my goal when I created Social Set in 2015 was to create a space for younger people to develop the skills where they can think broader and outside of their current situation, manage their emotions a little bit, communicate the emotions that they have versus act it out. I found more success working with 11, 12, 13, so that when they turn 15, 16, and 17, they can actually use the skills that they have and not try to work with a 17-year-old, 18-year-old when it's pretty much set in stone, and it's a whole lot harder of a shell to crack. Unless, it's not impossible, unless you have parental involvement. If you have guardian involvement, working with a 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, it's not hard at all. But most times at that age, the grandmother, mother, the father, the counselor, a lot of people have wiped their hands and they're off on their own, right? So for me, and as much support as I have with About F.A.C.E and Social Set, it's a very difficult task. So I would much rather focus my attention on the kids that are a little bit more moldable. Unless, as I said, if there is guardian support. Similar to Zana Liddell. We'll get into that later. But Zana is the parental arm of the organization. She works with, she recruits, she helps parents who have youth that they're not sure if they're living their full potential. Zana is that parent who has lived the experience with her children of how to reach out, how to be vulnerable enough to say, hey, my children need help, where do I go? About face and social set may not be the answer. It really may not. But fortunate for me for being in this industry for so long, I have the resources, and she can point them and shift them in the right direction. Correct.
Okay. So
did that answer the question?
Yeah, you're good. I like it. So look, Zana. So, all right, as the parent support coordinator. Oh, parent support coordinator, right? By you going through the program like you did with your son, right? You was able to see firsthand what About Face can do. You was able to see firsthand what the social set meant, and so now you're almost like the brand ambassador, because a lot of people look and say, hey, how I know does this work? You know what I'm saying? People say, how do I know this works? How do I know I won't put my child into something that it may not happen? You know, and by you going through the program and being a parent on the outside looking in at first, and then finally coming in, how can you relate that to another parent who you trying to get? How can you relate that to another parent who, like, I don't know this guy from a can of paint. I don't know you, but I'm going through what the parents going through almost a similar situation. What can you do to pull them in?
Let them know that, first and foremost, that they're not by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you feel like your child is the only child, they're going through all of these different situations, and you don't know what to do. But don't give up. At least this may be your last straw, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is worth a try. You don't want to give up on your children. This may be that one last straw.
Right.
But instead of giving up, you take that chance. I took a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, I'm not going to lose my son to the street.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, I meant what I said. I said it and I meant it. And for me, it was by any means necessary. I don't care what I have to go through. I may have to bend myself a little bit to find the resources that my son needs. Social set, About Face was an answer for me. I'm not saying that it's going to be an answer for everybody else, but you have to be willing to try. Don't be so. You may have been through the storm with your child for 10 years, and you feel like, nah, I'm tired and I don't want to do anything else. But when you get to that point is when you find some kind of way you find your strength. I know I found mine.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the end. I didn't know what to do with him. So I said, okay, we're going to try this one last thing. Now, if this don't work, then it is what it is. I may have to let him go. But I'm not going to give up. And I allowed him to get involved with the program. And I was scared. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I'm like, you have all these different people coming in and out of your house. You know, you may be living how you don't want nobody
in your business. Right.
You ain't doing nothing wrong per se.
But you just don't want people in your business.
It's your privacy.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to open up that door, and you never know what you're opening that door to.
Right.
I know for me, it saved my son from the street. You want your children to be productive citizens. You want your children to have a life after you're gone. You want to be able to close your eyes and not have to worry about if my child's going to still go down the wrong road, if he's going to end up in theater in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And don't give up.
Right.
You know, it's hard. It's very hard.
Right.
You know, because you done gave it all you got.
Right.
And you feel like, oh, I'm not going to deal with this because, you know, a lot of people feel like they mentors be in it for the money. I'm a firm believer. I done dealt with a lot of different programs, but About Face, Mr. Lyndon Jones was not that for us. Whether money was there or not, he was somebody that we could depend on, you know. And if he didn't have we don't have all the answers. We don't have all the answers to everything, but we try, you know, and that's the best thing you can do is, you know, you can try. Right. You know, if I don't know what it's going to take for, I'm going to use my son for example. My son was going to school, wasn't the type of child to skip school or anything, but he would go to school and he just would roam the school. You know, that's a problem because you're unsupervised. Now, I got tired of these people constantly calling me, telling me come get him, you know, he not going to class, he not doing this, he not doing that. I put him in this program. And it's not like I said, it's not an answer for everything, but it's a start.
Right.
And you want to start somewhere because you don't know long as you start, you don't know where you're going to finish it.
Right.
You know you're going to finish. It's always a beginning and it's always an ending.
Right.
Now, if you put forth the effort to help your child, you'll be there whether it's hard or not because we brought them here.
Right.
And no matter what, we still have to fight this fight with you.
Right.
Now, I'm not, you doing all of this crazy stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, he wasn't stealing, killing, none of that. It wasn't nothing like that. It was the discipline, trying to get him to sit still and listen to somebody and have respect for his elders.
But see, that's the thing though. That's the thing. And a lot of people don't understand that, but that's the thing. Not having that discipline leads to that.
Yes.
Leads to robbing, and stealing, and killing, or, you know, whatever the case may be, not having discipline. So you caught it in the early stages.
I did.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's, and I'm trying to figure out why. Cause Lyndon, you've been doing this for a while. You know what I'm saying? And I know you talk to many people, and I guess we're trying to figure out. One of the main things we're trying to figure out why we choose not to try to catch these things at an early stage, and why do we wait? Why do we wait?
Can I say
to end? Not the end, but why do we wait till it get out of hand?
Exactly. Because I'm not saying that they don't
Are you
care.
speaking as a parent or just as a parent right now?
I'm speaking as a parent.
Oh, okay.
You not, I want to say this correctly. We see the stuff that they do, and you know, you try in the beginning when you catch it, but as a parent, we working, so we see but we don't see, and you try to intervene when you notice it. Sometimes when you notice it, it might be a little bit too far out of hand, but a lot of people get mad, a lot of parents get mad, and I was just talking to a lady yesterday, and she was like, girl, I'm not dealing with him no more. I've been going back and forth with this.
Let me put a parent of a young man.
Yes.
Who's going through something.
Going through something. And he's been going through something. And she like, you know what, I'm not doing this no more. I'm like, no, don't give up just yet. I know you're tired, and I know it gets aggravating, but as a parent, social set is not going to, in my opinion, is not going to work for the kids if we don't have the parents involved.
Right.
Because you have to know what's going on with your child. If you're involved in with the program with your kids, then you can actually see what your kid is going through, and then you can sit down and figure out a way to address the issues that they have.
Right.
But as a parent, you have to be involved in every aspect of what you have going on with your children. We know it gets hard. I know I get tired, and sometimes I'm like, you know what, I'm not doing this no more. You're on your own. But you can't give up. We can say that. You say things, a lot of times you say things that you don't mean because you're mad. But it's okay to get mad, but don't give up. That's the main thing. You have to stay, you gotta ride this ride with them. Because if you leave them out there to ride this ride by themselves, they're gonna end up dead or in jail. Because now they don't have nothing to lose. I mean, you done let them go. You done gave up.
You done gave up on them.
You done gave up on them. So now they feel like, oh man, I ain't got nothing, oh man, nobody don't mess with me, nobody don't care nothing about me, so I'm out here by myself. I gotta get it how I live.
Right. And you know what though, man, you know what? And we talked about this a couple of days ago. A lot of people don't understand that one day, I said one day, but you were saying at least an hour. just spending with them, spending with the children, and kind of just talk to them instead of talking at them. Talk to them.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Because
So-
you get an understanding of where they're coming from.
That's something to be honest. And I'm 43 now. I was 19 when I started working with younger family members and people that I knew who were going through. I was fortunate enough to have a mother that let me run my mouth. Right? And she would say, people would say, Linda, why you let him lie? And she was letting me lie. She was literally letting me lie. And it's something from our folks, we not good at listening to stuff that don't make sense. If it don't make sense, I ain't listening to you, I ain't hearing you. Right?
Don't cut them off.
So exactly, in a minute. And that goes to husband, boyfriend, sister, girl. If I think you shooting, you ain't shooting me straight. Right. So one of the things that I focus on when I deal with
That's a lizard, y'all.
she didn't say a rat. A lizard.
Wait, it touched me.
Girl,
A lizard. Now that
that's
Okay,
why we on the porch, y'all. That's why we on the porch.
But yeah, so just to get back on topic. So when I have worked over the last 15, 20 years, when I work with young folks, my window for them really getting some stuff together is very different from what I think parents in the communities and policies and government, the way they see. I know that boys have a span from ages 10 to 18 to develop. And by 17, 18, it's too late. Right?
They pretty much the person.
By 18, mama, grandma is saying you got to get out of my house because you're bringing too much attention, you're bringing negative attention. So 10, 11, 12 is a pivotal age for me to see what parents have done, what they're willing to do. So when you ask the question, why is it that we wait so late? It's because those problems develop. They develop until mama has been managing 1, 2, 3, 4 kids, cousins, in-laws, and they can't focus on one child's behavior. It's very hard to focus on one child. So what I ask when I work with families, this woman was the model of what I want. What I wanted to see a young man develop and turn away from. You see what he does at home. You're not able to see how what he does at home looks like in the community. So when I'm working with him or when he's in a social set, I love having the ability to say, hey, Zana, when we were doing this, this is what I noticed. And we had a talk and he was saying that this could be different. Zana is, her position most times, most parents' position is, I don't have time to focus on that. So I say, well, let's focus on the smallest thing. The smallest thing could be, if he has not had 5 minutes of your individual attention, let's start with 5 minutes to really hear what's going on in this thing, right? But social set gives me a chance, gives my group, the people that work with the kids, a chance to really role play everyday real life situations that they experience. These role plays, these icebreakers are curated by people like myself, people like Zana, social service professionals, therapists, everybody. Things that we have seen over the last 5, 10, 20 years, and we put it in social set. They act it out, and it's a chance for them to act out the stuff that they experience on a daily basis. The difference is there is no consequence. So when he flashed out on mama, the principal, the teacher, because the teacher disrespected him, or he ain't like the way the teacher talked to him, we put that same role play in social set. Except now, he may be the principal. Now, I might be the student, the one flashing out. So that's giving you an empathetic response to something that you did to the principal. Mama ain't got time to do that at home. The teacher doesn't have time to do it in school. That's why teachers are leaving the classroom, right? Because they don't have a space to act that stuff out. So they literally acting out in class, and the teacher's like, I can't do it. Social workers, psychologists, everybody's overwhelmed. I created this to give them that space. So to tie this all to your question, when you ask, why do we wait till it's too late? It's because the things that they see at home, mama can manage. She can whip it, she can spank it, she can take a PlayStation, When that stuff is ineffective, they're 14, 15, 16, and they don't care no more. They can go by their friends and get it. Your punishments means nothing. You can slap them in the face. I got shot at last week. You slapping me ain't gonna do nothing, right? So developing that emotional piece, them to be able to see other people that ain't like them in the world that they have to encounter. Mama did what she could. So I want this organization to be mama's handoff, grandmother's handoff, daddy's handoff, whoever's the guardian, before we hand them all
To the system.
to the system. And the system comes in various forms. It's the foster care system. It's the police force. Those people are equipped to put your behind in jail. Period. I want to work it out. And in this space, in social set, it's a consequence free. In fact, I wanted everybody to have fun. Everybody. So when he leaves, when she leaves, before they flash out on mama, they're not just hearing mama's voice. They're hearing and seeing something that they experienced firsthand. And they heard from multiple people in that group, because after every exercise we do an assessment. Everybody has a chance to voice what could have been done differently to get us a different outcome. Not the right or wrong outcome, but a different outcome. So when they leave and before he flashes out on mama again, mama had 3 days where she didn't get off and out. He's been hearing mama say that. But in social set, he experienced witnessing, listening to other parents, and also being in the role where he was mama, right? And that's one of the things that we do. And they don't need to know that that's critical thinking. They don't need to understand that that's conflict resolution. It's a gumbo. All of that stuff is preset, put in there for them to learn and to exercise, building confidence. You're not speaking loud enough. They don't understand that stuff, the way you project your voice matters when you enter public. But in social set, when you have $1 million business owner who's playing a child, but at the assessment, when we're talking about it, and he's saying, when I see people come to my office, I actually want to know that he's confident. And I know he's confident by the way he looks at me. That's a millionaire just told you that. But in that space, you had no idea he was a millionaire. You found out after. He never talks to a millionaire on a regular basis. He never talks to a 7-year-old person on an army vet. He never talked to a plumber who's 50. Could be his daddy, or 30. But in this space, these people's careers mean absolutely nothing. We're human. And these children get a chance to see human adults that typically are talking at them at a human level. And when they leave, they're carrying voices from these experiences into public, into home, into the schools, into church, and they're changed. And I have many, many people that can testify to the difference that it makes.
So, and I guess that's the main thing. That's one of the main issues we got in the world today, especially in our culture. We tend to talk at our kids versus talking with them. And the number one thing that we always say is, I ain't your friend. I'm the parent. You listen to me, do what I say, and that's it. And at the end of the day, sometimes our kids have logical concerns and feelings that we disregard because they're kids. You know what I'm saying? And they act those things out. And we tend to look at it as, oh, now he's just a bad kid now, and that's not the case.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in this, how do you do that with? Do you work with any of that with parents along those lines? Or
no, I safeguard my parents.
Okay.
I safeguard, and when I say safeguard, I mean I understand that parent does not have to bless me with the opportunity to have their child in my care, right?
Okay.
So it's never going to be a situation where a parent is wrong.
Okay.
Same thing with the children. I have found that when you give an adult or a child, like I told you before, I've worked with Boys and Girls Club 5-year-olds to 7-year-olds who are struggling with addiction. When you give a child or an adult the option to make their own decisions, their change happens a whole lot faster. So if I have a parent and that parent says, I'm noticing something with him and he may do a little bit better if the parent can listen, I offer that as an option to the parent. When he says about A, B, C, and D, this is what he's saying. Because I'm also a child translator. For the parent who left, for the child, and for the parent that has her hands full. She's working 2 jobs, she got 2, 3 other kids. She She ain't got time to do that. I'm blessed with the ability to be patient enough to take that, what he's going through, whether he's facing charges in jail or he's just struggling to pay attention at home and not do his chores. Whatever it is, I'm going to tell that parent, this is what he's really saying. This is what he's experiencing, right? So the answer to that can be 10 different things. It's not just one answer. So I put a buffet of possible answers on the table. Let her choose which one. Let him choose. Let the grandma choose, whatever it is. Choose which one is best for them, that works for them, that they can handle. And then in a month, 2 weeks, we get back and we assess how did that work. Right. And I'll be able to say, hey, I'm seeing the difference in group. Right. And she'll say, oh, I'm seeing the difference at home. And the teacher will say, well, the teacher called and say he ain't even walking out the class no more. Really? You know what I mean? Right. Right. So, and a lot of parents too think that the answer to their children change or adjusting their behavior is aggression. When 90% of the time, anytime I've ever had success, and I've had tons of success, it is actually the opposite. Taking your aggression back. Because they feel that if they take their aggression back, then that child is going to walk over it. If we're not in the picture, there's a good chance that he might. Right. There's a good chance that he might. But when you have him being accountable to other people, it's a whole different level of accountability, and you don't see them walking over. Wow. You know, or even trying. Wow. Or even, and it goes for girls too.
Wow. Man, look, y'all. Just what we got right now. If you don't feel like this is a program that you could give a shot, if you got issues at the house, issues with the kids in school, issues just with your kids trying to, issues with just them trying to voice their opinion, issues with them just trying to have their own voice. I don't see why you don't give this a shot. You know what I'm saying? Because this is it's trying to get our kids prepared for real life situations. You know, we not they're not over here just putting people in suit and ties. They're not over here just grabbing kids who already got something going for themselves and saying, oh, look what we done did. We didn't help this kid who just had a single mama, but he already had a lot of other things going on, playing sports in high school and going to college pretty much. We actually going and getting kids who need it. And I'm saying we because I could have used a social set when you know what I'm saying? I'm saying we, but I like what they're doing, so I'm including myself on this. So,
and to be honest with you though, you're saying we, and that was funny because the adults that take part, the peer mentors, when we're in a group, I call them group mentors or peer mentors. But they said and have been saying for a long time that they get as much out of it as the children do. Right. Social skills is not something anybody ever really taught us and sat down and worked with it. Right. We learned it. We might have been nudged by a parent, a grandparent, a teacher. But some people are in better home life situations where they pick it up a little bit easier and better than someone else. Mm-hmm. So even if you are from a good situation, if you're struggling, if your child is struggling with listening to simple instructions, if you are just at fear, if you fear that your child is in danger of not being their full or reaching their full potential, social set is absolutely an option. White, black, Spanish, ADD, oppositional defiance disorder, all those mental health things, it means nothing. Right. I've learned over the last 10, 15 years to focus on the behavior. That includes my personal relationships. When I'm struggling and I'm realizing I might have depression, I might have this, or this person might have that, let's deal with the behavior. Because most times that's what it amounts to. And a lot of times we give these children labels and they walk in those labels. Oh, I have. So they into an interaction with me telling me, well, Mr. Lyndon, you know, I got ODD. No, you don't. You just don't have the skills to deal with your emotions. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Most of our boys and girls between the ages of 13 and 17, and some adults, they operate as happy or angry. And anything that happens in between, they're going to do whatever it takes to shift them to where they come from. I'm comfortable being mad. Mm-hmm. I'm confused. I think you played on me. I don't even know for sure. I think you played on me, so let me go to anger. So what we do is take those I think you played me situations where you have flashed out and it wasn't what you thought it was, put it in social settings. We act it out. You laugh at yourself. You literally laugh at yourself Because some of the things that we do when we act out on certain people, it was created in our heads and we didn't even realize that that's what it was. And at 13, 14, that's when everybody's against you. I know y'all know that, right? So everybody's against you, and social said, you wish somebody would come along and say, why does he think like that? I need him to stop. And social said, we're working that out. Social said, we're working that out. You're getting a good taste of, okay, you think the world is against you. I just watched a 65-year-old woman play me, and I saw myself. That was ridiculous for her to think that all these people in that role play was against her. And then when I go home, or if I go to school, and I see Lil Rel, or I see John, and I think he da-da-da, you have this as a point of reference to realize, maybe it's kind of ridiculous for me to be thinking that all these people are against me. Maybe my mama loves me, she's just tired. Oh, she's been telling you that for 3 years! But you're 14 and you're a baby, you don't understand it. But when you have a team of people that support you in an organization like this to help you see that you're not the only person going through it, get over yourself, Pimpin'. You're not the only person going through it. That other people are going through it too, and everybody's doing with the best that they can with what they have. These children tend to play their part, and their confidence grows. They speak louder, they speak clearer. They're not even hanging with the same people because those people don't vibe with what we got going on. It just it happens. And it's not for all. And for the kids that I can honestly say, okay, we got to shift you to something else, I'm more than man enough to say, this organization is set to find you something. You ain't going to be out of the loop. You may not work here, but there is an organization in this city that you will work with.
And that'll work with you. It won't, you know.
Right. Man, shit, bro. Look, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell y'all, man. I don't know what else to tell y'all. The reason I'm saying this is because I'm getting tired of looking at social media. I'm getting tired of talking to people that saying, there's nothing for our youth. Look where our youth going down. There's nothing for our youth. We need to do something for our youth. And I'm getting tired of everybody looking to the mayor, the city council, looking to preachers and the churches, and stop looking towards them for the solution and the answer. Look to yourself and try to figure out what can I do to help versus, oh, we need everybody else to help versus saying, what can I do? And from what you telling me, you telling everybody, come on in. We want you to come in, and not only do we want you to come in with you and your child, but we want you to help also. Because it's going to work.
The child and the parents together can be an awesome team.
It's going to work. So, you know, man, like I said, like I told y'all, man, right now the city under attack. You know what I'm saying? We are under attack by criminals because we got the carjacking, we got the shootings every day. We got the shootings on weekends like this here. We're here on Monday. The worst weekend of shootings in the city in a long time. And it's being done by our teenagers. So we gotta fix it. We have to fix it. We not relying on everybody. We trying to fix it. We gonna fix it. And I'll tell you, and I don't like speaking on the shootings and the carjackings too loud, too often. But there was something a dude told me a long time ago, a couple years ago, about Walmart. And I made the connection in me working with so many youth and so many adults who are straight up criminals, right? And a lot of times when I work with the hardened criminals, it's too late. But they'll agree if you ever talk to them and ask them the right question, this, what I'm about to tell you, connects. So when you walk in Walmart was trying to control internal theft and external theft, right? So what they did was they put greeters at the door. So it didn't make sense to me for a minute that was the remedy or the solution that they thought to minimize. But the purpose of having them at the door was to see the people and have those people know that they were seen when they walked in. Right? Children wear hoods. It bothers me. I don't say it out loud, but I'm saying it because I'm on the porch. It bothers me when a child is wearing a hood in class and outside of class. Yeah. Because it tells me, and you think of Walmart, they think that they're not being seen. In fact, many of them don't want to be seen. So I'll put this hood on and I'm going to be invisible.
That problem comes, in my eyes, from working with youth for so long, it comes from because they literally feel invisible anyway. They don't want to be seen. If I'm seen, I have to express my hurt. I have to express my pain, and I'd rather not do that. So I'm going to inflict my pain on somebody else. So when I see 4 dudes walking down the street with all hoods on, I make eye contact like I've been knowing them all my life. The chances of you robbing somebody once I seen you, Walmart, stealing TV, it lessens. Now I imagine when I work with parents, when I work with people in the field, I tell parents, before they leave the house, please address them. Please address them. Let them know that they're seen. Because these children go day by day by day and nobody's saying anything to them or talking with them. They may talk at them, but how many questions have you asked that involve them talking about the way that they feel? And that's not an us thing. We don't really do feel. You know what I mean? So when I look at the Walmart greeters and I think about the importance of us every day, we don't have a responsibility to raise up people's children. We do not. But as humans, black, brown, white, doesn't matter, we do have a responsibility to acknowledge other humans. And I think my boys, my girls, my 11 to 16, my sweet spot, those are the most invisible humans walking this earth. Nobody talks to them. Nobody addresses them. Nobody says, I see you. I see you, but I'm watching you. I mean eye contact. When you see them walk by, hey young man, remember when we were small? Hey young man, how you doing? The old lady, like they talk to us. Now grandma don't say nothing when you walk by her house, cause she wondering what you gonna do.
She's looking at you.
What you about to do?
First thing she see when she see you coming up, what he up to?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I do everything in my power, and I'm glad for this platform, because I would ask every human watching this video, if you have the chance to see somebody between the ages of 11 and 18, wearing a hood, not wearing a hood, watch their body language. Watch how their eyes are facing the ground. So watch their body language. Notice that they look at the ground or they look away. They're not looking at you. Force them to look at you. Because when they are seen, the chances of them going from seeing and knowing somebody notice me, and I can give you so many stories. When I know somebody has seen me and humanized me, the chances of me going in my waist, pulling out a gun, somebody just cared about me. I ain't doing that shit. Maybe in another 10 minutes. But then when I make that left corner and I turn again, somebody else spoke to me. That nigga, he might go back and tell his friend, bro, I don't know, I don't know what it is. And children, of course, don't express their emotions, but they know when something is wrong. And we would rock their world if we started acknowledging them. Hood on, hood off, don't matter. White, black, Spanish. See them, speak to them. It's going to change. It's going to change. Because it's not happening in their homes, and this ain't no blame to what's going on in home. Parents, grandmother, whoever. Because I know you're overloaded, and they're not thinking about this. My hope is that doing this, talking like this with social set, is putting this into this world's consciousness, that we have to acknowledge these children. We let them walk by us without looking at us. I make them uncomfortable. Right? Go and careful. I want you to know I see you all day long. Call me goofy man, call me stupid fat man, whatever. I want you to know you've been acknowledged and you've seen. And I'm gonna rock with you until you tired of it. You know? And that's the culture that we've created with social set. And we have young folks who ain't here right now, but they have that same vibe. It's positive, it's love. And that's what we do. And it's hot.
Damn, kid. Look, say, bro, I don't know what else to say. I'm lost for words.
Man, you know.
You done shut me up.
I don't know what else to say, bro. I'm talking about.
And it's from the heart, too, bro. You know it.
Say, bro.
You know it.
I don't know what else to say, man. Look. Hey, look. All I can ask y'all is. See? So all I can say is look. All I can say is look, man. At the end of this, look. I would say the doors of the church is open.
I know, right?
But look. Come on, y'all. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Bring
Let's
the kids. Bring them.
let's
Bring them
Let's do
somewhere.
it.
You won't be disappointed.
Let's do it. So Lyndon, tell the people where they can get you at, bro.
So we're doing every month. We do social set at 3301 Ferret Street. You can call 504-762. Rewind. 504-662-7463. Text me. That's my personal number. Text me, y'all. Don't call because I'm not gonna answer the text. Or send an email to ljones@about/FACENOLA.org.
Any social
And
media?
social media is about_face_NOLA. And the website is about/FACENOLA.org. But yeah, everything I said is from the heart and it's who I am. And
Right.
I'm just ready to see change.
Right. So look, y'all heard it. About F.A.C.E NOLA. Check them out on Instagram. Go to the website. Call Lyndon on this.
If you're interested, text, say, hey, I think my son, my daughter needs, what you got, sir? And I'll follow you up with an email or call.
Look, get at them, man.
And Zana is awesome at that as well. But I'll connect you with Zana.
So get at them, man. They here, like I said, they uptown. They're in the heart of uptown. The former Magnolia Project. They're at home in their Oaks.
Keep it right, but Zana's West Bank. I live in Algiers. So it really doesn't matter where you live. Yeah, it doesn't
And we
matter.
travel.
Right.
So, yeah.
Damn, man, you coming all the way off the west.
That's
I'm
love.
coming all the way up the west
See,
side.
look, that's when you know you got something going. You know you got something going good when you're doing stuff like that. But like I said, get at my boy. Look, y'all, this was an awesome show. I really enjoyed it. We really touched on a whole lot of it. What you think?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think the focus was good because we could get into a whole lot of other things, but I think hopefully
we got the meat and bread. The meat and bread. We got the meat and bread, you know. And y'all, what more can I say? Look, like I said, follow on the porch on IG and on Facebook and on the YouTube channel on the porch with D and Crew. The show gonna be on there Monday morning. It's gonna be on there Monday morning. I'm gonna run all kind of stuff all week long about the show, putting the information on the page so where you can see it and get involved. Let's do it for these children, man. Let's really do it. Put your personal opinions and feelings to the side, and let's do it for the kids, man, because these kids need it. They need it. So once again, thank you, Lyndon, for sitting down with me. Thank you for saying that. Go. You know what I'm saying? But check us out this week on the porch with About Face with Lyndon Jones and Zana Liddell. It was awesome. I enjoyed my time here. And look, we're going to do it again. Holla at your boy.